It's already over. So I hope that all of us can understand why the church gives us this fast, that we would understand how much our souls need to fast from the things of the world, that we could drink from the things of God. Your soul was created to be satisfied only by the things of God. Your soul was created only to be satisfied by the things of God. What does that mean? It means that your soul inside of you is drinking from everywhere. Is drinking from relationships, is drinking from success, is drinking from pleasure. Your soul is drinking, but there's a hole in your soul. There's a hole in your soul that is God-shaped. And the only thing that will satisfy that hole is God Himself. So important to understand this, because you're wondering why maybe you're always thirsty. As we talk about this gospel of the Samaritan woman, and Christ is talking about drinking living water, and that He's offering her living water, and He's asking from her a drink. It's important for us to understand, to be aware of your thirst. What are you really thirsty for? Is it love? Maybe you're thirsty for love. So was the Samaritan woman. How do we know that she was thirsty for love? What sign in this gospel tells us that she was thirsty, she was starving for love? This woman was married 5 different times. She tried one man thinking that maybe this is the one. Every young girl comes to me and says, Abuna, I found the one. And it wasn't the right one. And then she got married again. I want you to understand our culture in the Middle East. This is a small village. Sychar is this small village. So I want you to imagine this. First one didn't work, second one didn't work, third one didn't work, fourth one didn't work. You have to imagine what's going on in this woman's heart. 5th husband, this is the one. Finally, there's got to be 1 out of 5 guys out there that could be the right one. And that failed. She's starving for love. You'll never know what you're starving for until you actually look at what you're chasing. What are you chasing in your life? There's something that you spend all your energy chasing. This woman is chasing love, and it's so clear. I'm sure that these were not 5-day marriages. Can you imagine? Year, 2 years, 3 years, next one, year, 2 years, 3 years, next one, 15 years, maybe 20 years. God knows how long she spent in these relationships. And now where is she? She's on the 6th. She's on the 6th. What are you chasing? Only you can answer that question. I'm chasing money. I'm chasing value. I want somebody to notice how good of a person I am. I have talents too. I can sing, I can lead, I'm gifted, I'm this, I'm that. You are chasing something whether you like it or not, because your soul is thirsty. And when you're thirsty, you'll go as far as you can, knowing that something might satisfy that thirst. Jesus was also thirsty. Jesus had our same human nature, and Jesus was also thirsty. The story tells us what Jesus was chasing after. You know that the Lord had gone on a very far journey. Usually the Jews, to go from Jerusalem to Galilee, they would never cross through Samaria because there's tension between the Jews and the Samaritans. Back in the time of the captivity, when the Jews were taken out of Israel, and they were brought back. Well, there were Jews that were there that ended up mixing with other nations. Those became the Samaritans. And those people started having different beliefs. And so the Jews never liked the Samaritans because they weren't pure Jews. And Jesus was chasing as well. Jesus went to a dangerous place, did a very foolish thing to go to Samaria. What is a Jew doing in Samaria? So foolish of him. Jesus, what are you doing? I'm chasing something. We all do foolish things for the things that we chase. Look at yourself, and I want you to think about the foolish things that you will do to see what you're chasing. None of us wants to expose those dark things inside of us. We all know, and everybody's like looking down. Nobody wants, because we know. It's hard. And Jesus also did something so shameful. It's so shameful that he would go after a Samaritan woman that is a really sinner woman. Like, she's a really bad sinner woman. This woman has basically married everyone in the village. How shameful. But Jesus says, I'm thirsty. What are you thirsty for, Lord? Lord, what would make you do such a thing? What are you so thirsty for that you would chase after this woman and go to such a far extent, and you're meeting alone with her at the well, and you're talking to her, and she's a bad woman, and she's not one of us, she's one of the bad guys. It's shameful. He says, I'm thirsty for her soul. What do you mean you're thirsty for her soul, Lord? You see, Jesus will never be satisfied until he has that soul. I will go into the most dangerous place. I will go the furthest distance. I will do anything because I'm thirsty for this soul. Foolish, right? It's foolish of God to be chasing our souls that are so filthy. But he loves you so much. You see, he was overwhelmed with this obsessive love for this soul. Just like me, I'm so obsessed with money, I'm so obsessed with in my image, I'm so obsessed with pleasure that I will do anything and I will go the farthest distance to satisfy my soul. And Jesus says, I have the same nature. And he chased this woman to a place that is hard to go. A place that is not a place where he should be as a Jewish man. You say, Jesus, why? He says, because the only thing that will satisfy my soul is this woman. But she's so bad. But she's so bad. Of all the people that you wanted, okay, find somebody with a different problem. Not this one. Find anyone else. But Jesus says, I love this one. Even the lady is saying, what do you want in me? If the deacons can stop moving around, we want all the deacons to stand where they are. What do you want from me? You don't know who I am. What are you, a Jew, talking to me, a Samaritan? We don't get along. A Jewish man talking to me, a Samaritan woman. We don't get along. But Jesus says, I will do anything. If you ever read the book of the Song of Songs, Anshid al-Anshad, when the Jewish king, he's in his palace, and he could have anybody he wants, and there was a little farming woman, a gardener woman, one of the Philistines. Jews don't like Philistines. Goliath was a Philistine, David was a Jew, right? Jews don't like Philistines either. They don't like a lot of people. What happens? The woman is thinking, the verse in Song of Songs, chapter 1, verse 2, she says, let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for his love is better than wine. She's looking at the king going in and out. She says, I'm in love with this king. And the king went out. And when the king walks out, hundreds of people, Your Majesty, what can we get you? What do you want? He says, give me this lady here in the garden. I want this one. This one. Come on, Lord, she's a Philistine woman. Even the point that she writes she says, I am dark but lovely in his eyes. I'm undeserving of this love, but he's chasing me. To the point where the king brings this woman into his private chambers. Who can go into the private chambers? Must be the most amazing, beautiful woman in the whole world. But he chose this woman who's called the Shulamite woman. Lord, are you chasing me as well? Of course you're not chasing me, Lord. You know my thoughts. You know my sins. You know my secret sins that nobody knows. You know what nobody knows. You know what I think you don't even know. I think that I can hide from you like Adam hid from you in the garden. Imagine they're hiding behind some leaves, hiding from God. Hiding from God. And he knows. And he's still chasing me. Jesus today is looking to you. And he's saying, hey, you lady with the evil thoughts. Hey, you sir with the bad language, with the bad habits, the drinking habit, the one that fights with his family, the one that has no peace, the one that's turning everybody upside down, the one that makes everyone crazy around you. Yeah, you. I want you to be mine. Me? Are you talking to me? That must not be me, Lord. You must be talking about somebody else. I'm not the one that has these problems. Yeah, you. I know what you have. To the point where Jesus told the Samaritan woman, go get me your husband. She says, I don't have a husband. This you have rightly said, you have no husband, because you've had 5 husbands, lady. But I still want you. Let me give you living water. Let me give you what I have. Forget these 6 men that you were with. Forget them. I have a water that nobody else will give you. You don't want to talk to me, Lord? Yes, I want to give it to you. And not only am I going to give you living water, I'm going to give you a living water that's going to be a fountain that you will never thirst again. What an amazing, handsome man. He's meeting this young lady. He says, all these other men, they're never going to give you what I can give you. Once you come to me, nobody else will satisfy you. Once you come to me and you fall in love with me, no one else is going to have what I have. Do you believe this in Jesus or not? Because Jesus is telling this to you today. Do you believe or not? I need your attention. This is not a sermon. Do you believe that Jesus is saying, I'm choosing you today, your soul? The evidence is here. There's no criteria. This is not the best catch in the sea, right? He's not the best one. But he wants you. And Jesus today is the 7th. The first 5 husbands, nothing. The man that she's living with, no. He's the 7th. You know what the word, the number 7 means in the Bible? It means complete. It means final. Jesus today is saying, I want to be not number 2, number 3, I'll be number 7. Because number 7 means the final, the whole, the complete, the perfect. So today you know what your soul is chasing. Repent over that. Get rid of those 5 husbands. Put a name on those husbands. Put a name on each husband. Each husband, one of them is self-worth. One of them is pride. One of them is pleasure. One of them is love. And I'm chasing each husband unless I find the beautiful one. Jesus is the beautiful one. This woman left her water pot, her water pot at the well, and she was never thirsty again. And Saint Fotini, her name is Saint Fotini, went and she preached to the same Samaritans that she was hiding from, because she found the love of her life. Just as crazy as all of us are when we find the love of our life, she became just as crazy. Let me tell you about the one that told me everything about myself. Let me tell you about the one that satisfied my soul. Let me tell you about the one that chased me. Jesus is chasing you. Chasing you, Mary, or chasing you, John, or chasing you, Michael, or chasing you, Hanny, or chasing you. He's chasing you. And He just wants you. Today, the only thing you can do is respond or reject. But know that if you reject the seventh is the magic number. That if you reject the seventh, you'll never find another one like Him again. Today, Jesus is, in the liturgy is a marriage and it's a proposal. That Jesus came as giving us all of these words, telling us how beautiful He is. Do you take Him? You say, yes, Lord, but I don't know if I'm the right fit for you. Jesus says, I'm going to pay the highest dowry ever. A dowry is like when a husband comes and he offers, when we used to live in Kenya, men would come and ask us for some of the daughters of the church. They'd say, we'll give her 50 cows. 50 cows? She's at least worth 60 cows. And so we're like negotiating with the guy. Give us more cows, man. Come on, this is a beautiful girl. Jesus says, I will pay the highest price. I will pay the price of blood. Today, He's going to come to you and say, I'm going to pay the dowry. The most precious dowry. It's the price of the blood of the Son of God. Will you be my bride or not? But it has to be only me. Do you love me or not? I choose you as you are, a sinner, filthy, 5 husbands. I choose you as you are. Let me be your groom. Let me be the one that satisfies your soul. Glory be to God forever. Amen.